Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome back to Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. I'm your host, Joe Goodberry, and we are back into draft prospects today on this episode. We're getting ready for the draft. Free agency is really a week. You get a week, maybe 10 days, and the Bengals have done big things. We talked about them re-signing both receivers. We talked about them getting TJ Slayton at defensive tackle, at nose tackle, retaining BJ Hill, retaining Joseph Osai. Talked about the state of the roster. As of the time recording this, they do have an offensive lineman finally coming in for a visit in Lucas Patrick, who played for the Packers, the Bears, the Saints, coming off his best year, but he'll be 32 this season. He's a center guard. He's a backup. And they haven't done enough yet. So we're going to end up needing to watch a lot of linemen over the last 5 weeks or so as we prepare for the draft and get ready for that First Star Logistics draft party on day 2, which you'll be able to stream and watch if you can't be there for the party, which is going to be a big event. But we're not starting with offensive linemen today because I had a couple guys that I still wanted to get to on the defensive side. There's a lot of needs still. If we're just sitting here saying we got to focus on needs, we've watched D tackles, we've watched D ends. I want to get to tight ends. I don't know if we'll even get the chance. I want to get to more linebackers. I want to get to some corners, especially in the first round. What I settled on after this video, after this player, what I settled on was whatever top 30 visits they use for draft prospects as they're whittling down their board to get a clear vision of pick 17, whatever guys they bring in. So we've got a few already. One being Nick Emanwari, the safety, South Carolina. Not today's episode, probably the next one. Guys that we haven't gotten to. And if we haven't, that's who we'll watch. This one, though, is a highly requested video that I pretty much had filmed and ready to go before free agency started. Never got to it. Kind of redid it now because there's new news. Different things have happened. It is Jihad Campbell, the linebacker out of Alabama. And with Campbell, you're getting a very, very young prospect that produced at a high level for a big school. Looked really good at every step of the way so far this offseason until we got to the report this week that he is recovering from a labrum surgery that he had right after the combine. And timeline there could be 6 months, 9 months. It could also be a minor thing or just 4 months and he's back and ready for camp. We don't have enough information on that yet. In the meantime, we have to decide if he's worthy of the pick at 17. Linebacker's been a hit or miss situation, not just for the Bengals, but for teams drafting that first linebacker. You tend to find the best value in rounds 2, rounds 3, and maybe even rounds 4. So do you want to pick at 17? I know you need a guy that can take over this defense, be the new face of this defense into the next generation. Is that Jihad Campbell? And also, the last question before we get to the film, can he rush from the edge? A lot of analysts say he probably could. I don't know that I feel that way. I've got 2 games that I think show who Jihad Campbell is the most. And that's what's important. There's one more game that I can't get the film on that I will post to my Twitter account at Joe Goodberry. Can't get the film, so it'll have to be a TV copy. I'm going to review that one. The LSU game is bananas. Until then, we've got Michigan and Missouri queued up for you right now. Okay, number 11 there is Jihad Campbell, 6'3", 225, and he's 20 years old in this film. He just turned 21. So as you're watching him, remember that. First play right off the bat. Thing you're going to notice consistently that I put in the notes. Very hard for linemen to get to in the second level. As you see the center right away steps up this way, Jihad jumps in this way, and now he's got one hand reaching out to try and get the linebacker, and you're going to see Campbell swat it and keep himself clean. Very hard for linemen. Linemen, the whole time I'm watching him, struggled to get him free. So even when he got a hand on him, good strength, right? Good balance to be able to get back on your feet, now close the gap, close the hole, and make a tackle for a very short gain. So he's hard to get a hand on just because of his athleticism, his vision. Watch him here too. I'm going to finish this thought first. His vision is very good. His athleticism very good. Contact balance as a linebacker is very good. One thing you're going to notice though is as he is lining up on a lot of these plays, he is going to be pointing out what is happening. He's a high level communicator. You can tell as everyone is listening to what he's doing. He's saying, no, this guy's coming in motion. There he goes in motion. You got him. He's calling the motions before they even happen pretty consistently on tape. Now 15 does move him over there, but there's no hesitation, no disagreement between them there on it. And you see again, right? As the lineman, the left guard, I want to say it is, tries to go up and get him as he's sitting in that gap between the two. No, it's the left tackle. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is the left tackle. Okay, that's right. I remember this play now. Tight end comes across, left tackle looks inside, and then comes and gets number 11, Jihad Campbell. And when he does, I mean, the running back should have a nice clean path. You get here. We've already got here. Look at the centers having no problem with this linebacker. We got a fullback coming up to help with the nose. This running back should be going 5 yards clear before he even touches somebody. Instead, watch Campbell swim off that. The nose tackle wins. They went at the point of attack. Nose tackle and Campbell take care of business. Keep it to a very minimal gain again. This time, Campbell's going to drop into coverage. You're going to see his vision as I should have kept the sideline angle on this one because it's basically a couple slant routes, I believe. And he looks at it, jumps into the window. Quarterback gets off of it. Quarterback goes to run, and Campbell goes right away. Okay, got to fire my gun and go get him. He closes that gap. It's a nice throw on the run by the QB. Nice catch on the sideline by 80. We got a double A gap look here. Whenever you hear me say that, because they do it a lot at Alabama, means two guys inside. We're going to put our D lineman out a little bit wider. And what the effort here is to make your interior lineman block these guys however you want to block them. And then one guy's going to drop out while the other guy comes. Hopefully we confuse them. We get a free rusher. So Campbell, to me, looks like he's going to drop back, right? And they're trying to show that 15 is coming. If it was me. Ends up being a lot of misdirection here on this play. Campbell, this time, the right guard gets up to him, gets hands on him. We've got to swim off, turn, find vision again on the running back, right? Know where the ball carrier is going, and finish the play. It's a good gain by Michigan, but I liked seeing that was the first time we actually got a lineman to get his hands on him. How do you deal with it afterwards? Can you get off him? Do you just fold? Do you just run from him? Are you afraid of contact? I don't see that with Campbell there. He stayed working through it. Lots of misdirection here again, right? We've got a fake to the right. We got a fake to 28 dive up the middle. And Campbell's bouncing with each one. You see his mental's going with it. And then he sees, okay, we've got a reverse basically. Like time to get on my horse again and track this guy down, which he does all the way to the sideline. Some rainy weather. So maybe the receivers slowed down a little bit. But again, we're pointing. We got some motion here. What do we got? Not this time. So Campbell, 51 is going to come up. Center's going to get on him. Contact on him. I said he's hard to get to in the second level. But when he does get hit, what's going to happen now? As the running back is going to bounce this outside, right? There's nothing in there. Look at Campbell's eyes. Despite the fact that he's fighting with this blocker here, his eyes never come off the ball carrier. He is locked onto him. And you're going to see why that pays off now. As he breaks free, breaks off, resets himself, gets square again, and helps make the stop for, again, a minimal gain. He's very good against the run. See, did you see that again? Did you see him point and say the tight end's coming in motion again here? I was wrong on this play. It's this next one. Watch the communication here between the other linebacker. Now watch him point to 80. Now 80 goes. Now 80's going back. You see that? Like he is calling it out. Who's got who for the entire defense. He drops into coverage here. Quarterback tries to go run with it. He's spying the QB. Keeps it to, again, a minimal gain. All right, flip it to the other side. I believe second quarter now. Did you see him calling the motion again? He's telling people who they got, and he's coming back. You see that, right? Watch the hands. See if I can pause it at the right time. He's going to say, this guy's coming in motion to the right. So he's telling 15, you got him. Nope. But watch his hand now. Now he's saying no. He's actually going to come back. This guy's actually going to come back. And he does right at the snap. So Campbell instantly gets to the outside because we got a lot of motion going the outside here. We've got this guy looping around. We've got the running back potentially going this way. We've got the quarterback following and keeping the ball. All this going to the outside. He's going with it. Gets out there. Keeps himself clean. Eyes on the running back. Gets back to the middle and helps make the stop. A lot of processing going on. A lot of reacting. And he's an athlete. Michigan's got a lot going on in offense with this pre-snap motion too. Boom. I mean, laying the wood with your other linebacker there, 15. Campbell. Nice hit stick in the hole. This will be the first time he kind of gets locked up. I like the move to get off the break off the tight end. Tight end does a good job just latching on. You see him talk afterwards like, you're holding me. This is going to be Campbell right here that's making contact in the backfield. He is off balance completely. Watch him get thrown down. He still makes his play for a tackle for a loss, but it's more what he does at the line of scrimmage than it is the tackle. He looks a little shaken up in this game ever since about 3 plays ago. I like the very beginning of this play. I want to make sure I get it in the right spot. When at the snap, he's going to make contact with the left tackle, keep him at bay, and then disengage. Let's see if I can get it at the right timing here. Bang. Contact, disengage, make a play on that running back. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is coming to clean it up. So he's playing at a different speed than everyone else, I would say, at this point. Makes another tackle for very minimal. I want to say this was another play where I thought he was reading it very well because he's got to read so much in the backfield here. His eyes are all the way to the right. Sees the motion coming. Who's coming? Okay. Do I need to get to the outside? No, that guy's hooking up to the middle. It's more of a Y insert. Let me get back to the middle here and help make the stop. So there's a lot of motion going on. He could think that ball's going to the outside or the quarterback's keeping it. He clearly sees who has the ball. He's not confused. Again, from the outside, slowly gets his way in position. Again, he's pointing. We got a guy coming across. So now he thinks the plays, this is the one I have negative. Out of so many really clean and easy reads, where's he going? He thinks he's going all the way to the outside here. And it's actually coming up behind him. So the fullback takes him completely out of the play there. Not many of those, though. Again, where's he at? He's like, no. Fullback again. 44 is coming in. He's coming all the way across. He was right. Again, he's reading this play pre-snap. He's seeing it clearly despite all the motions happening and action happening at the handoff point. We got to get a little blitz opportunity here. Easily handled by the tackle, but the corner gets in. Michigan picks it up. I don't have too many pass rushes in these two games. So when people talk about can he be an edge rusher, I don't see it. And we only have a few here. There are some games where he does pass rush a bunch. Here we go, dropping into coverage because we don't have too many of those yet. Using his eyes, seeing he's got 2 guys here. I got to get more depth. Now he feels the dig route coming behind him, right? He doesn't have to look at it. He felt it the whole way. Quarterback gets sacked, pressure from another player there. It's a different play here. Again, watch him scoop underneath the center to make sure, see him use that arm to keep the center at bay from not getting to him. All meanwhile, his eyes are locked on the running back and the ball carrier and where the ball's going. And he's avoiding and evading the second level blockers. All the way across, scraping all the way across, getting a hand on. Doesn't make that tackle with one arm, but you'll see later, again, scraping across, makes the tackle. Do you see that? Do you see him scraping all the way through, reading every single hole? Right there, middle. Is it coming to the middle? No. Is it going B or C? No. Is it going all the way outside? It is. All right, let me get on it and make the tackle. 1 yard, 2 yard gain. Again, another great play. Scraping over the top. Again, making the tackle. I think that was the last one then for the Michigan game. Very good run defense game for him. A lot of tackles, a lot of defensive stops. He was heavily involved there. Not too many pass coverage plays to point out. We get a couple more here versus Missouri. It's really the thing that you see a lot when you're watching college linebackers. They really aren't playing coverage the same way the NFL is. It's so much more wide open. The hash marks are so much wider. There's less guys in the box as a whole, less condensed formations, just less for them to do in coverage. So moving on to this Mizzou game. He's communicating to that safety or whoever's coming in the box here, might be 20. He sees the run, and then he fires his gun. He's like, oh, we got a flea flicker here. And watch him hit full speed here and get on that quarterback for the sack. So he's pointing out that motion, who's got who. He is communicating heavily. And he's just playing his position, waiting for that running back to get to the hole. He's very often getting to the hole before running backs against the run. Now here's an edge rush position, snap opportunity. Let's see how he does. Let's see his get off. Can he convert that to power? Where are his hands? Down too low. Not much there for him. Not much to see. I think he ended up maybe getting a little bit too wide here. Quarterback sees the coverage and checks it down. I think he gives up 2 catches or was charged for 2 catches in this game. This probably is one of them. This was according to PFF. I really like this play, again, for the mentals, because watch the misdirection. All the action is going to our right. Campbell is the only one who does not go with it. Right? Let's stop it. Linemen, all blocking this way, correct? You see it all? Everyone's blocking this way. For the defense, everyone going with him. Everyone going, except for Campbell. Except for Campbell right here, eyes locked into the backfield. Right? Because what does he see? We see this guy that leaked all the way across, coming up right here. We've got another receiver coming across right here. Then the quarterback is going to boot out this way. Campbell, the only one going with the play and the flow of the play where it's supposed to be going. And here he's covering 2 guys. You see him gain depth, realizing that it could potentially go here. It could potentially go here. And the most open guy is 86. So the quarterback's just going to dump it to 86. Now, Campbell, I mean, this isn't your guy, but you can go and make a tackle if you want to. Oh, a nice stick on the sideline. I mean, this is a hell of a play. This is a very, very intelligent, athletic, and then physical play to finish it. Again, reading, there's a lot of action going on here. There's a lot of things you could be looking at if you're Campbell, if you're taking the cheese. And he's not. We've got action going the other way, right? And really, it's just power coming backside. And he's just flowing with the running back, meeting the running back at the hole. Again, hard to block in the second level, right? You saw the lineman get up to him, couldn't get his hands on him. And he's hitting with power when he gets there. There are times, I will say, because we got some strong tackles here, there were a few plays I could have clipped that I didn't. I don't want to question someone's effort at times. There were plays where he's tracking all the way across the field, and I feel like as he's tracking, the running back has a chance to cut up, and he could just clear the running back, and he doesn't. He just sometimes lays a hit, sometimes wraps the guy up, but doesn't. I feel like he perfect would blow right through those guys. And maybe that's a good thing that, that Campbell isn't doing that. But there were times I thought he could go for some kill shots, and he doesn't. Again, scraping over the top, being hard to block, right? You see what I'm saying? By there's just so many less guys in the box at the college level. You got 3 down linemen. You got 2 linebackers. I mean, you got your nickel guy way out here, or is this the nickel guy? One of them's a safety, one's a nickel. You got 5 linemen, quarterback, running back, and a tight end in here. That doesn't even look like they're paying attention to that tight end. There's just not a lot in the box. All right, more action, jet sweep. Campbell hunting it down right here. As Campbell, I don't know if you kept your eye on him, as he's coming all the way down, he gets to the outside here. So the running or the receiver has to cut back inside. Campbell mirrors him, flips his hips, gets back inside, helps make the tackle for almost no gain. Just mirroring that running back, right? Being patient, understanding. Like, I've got time. Quarterback's not keeping it. I don't have to worry about the quarterback. That's not my responsibility. Eyes, you can see him almost tipped on his tiptoes, looking over the line. And then he's at the hole, waiting. So, like I said, Jihad Campbell was 20 years old in that film. Any film you watch from last year, he's 20, just turned 21. Right now on the consensus board, he is 19th on the consensus board, right in that range. How will the injury affect him? Don't know yet. I think it's going to probably be each team doing their evaluation. Probably bring them in for a visit, let your doctors take a look at it, see the recovery timeline, how severe was the shoulder injury. It's not uncommon for linebackers to get it. I want to go over a few things, his scores so far, because he's in. I'm going to the top of our board. He's in the top 10 on our board right now for everything we put together. Jihad Campbell is number 5 total. So you want to know how good of a prospect is he? He's a strong prospect. His market share adjusted production, 99.5 percentile. It means it's pretty much as high as you can get. I've never seen anyone be like a 99.9 or 100th. That doesn't happen. It's the highest in this class. His relative athletic score from the combine puts him in the 98.7 percentile. And PFF production, PFF performance data puts him in the 74th percentile. So good, not amazing. The highest you can really get is like 85 for our formula there. So 74 is pretty dang good. His standout areas, though, we saw him in run defense. He's only in the 64th percentile. Good, above average, but not amazing. Where he actually scores the best, and why I don't think I want him rushing all the time, is his coverage. His coverage grade puts him in 84th percentile. His yards allowed per snap in coverage, 84th percentile. His man grade puts him in the 96th percentile. Man coverage, it puts him in 96th percentile. His man yards allowed puts him in the 87th percentile. His zone, 75th percentile. So this guy can cover. And his ball hawk, which means how often does he get his hands on the ball, 72nd percentile. Athlete, good against the run, seems very smart, good tackler, and he's good in coverage. That's how you go, as high as you go. I think a lot of people assume you have to be able to pass rush to be a first-round pick at linebacker. If you can cover, that's a big thing. But also, if you're an extremely productive and you're young linebacker, he's not even close to his peak yet. Not even close in terms of muscle, physicality, intelligence, knowing like I've seen people say, oh, he's not instinctive. He was 20, not instinctive. Give him a couple more years. Watch what he'll look like. If he's this smart already, this fast already, this physical already. I'm a big fan of Jihad Campbell. It's scary to take a linebacker because I think there's a lot of good linebackers on day 2. But if the Bengals want to remake this defense, if they want to reshape this defense for the next 5 years, I can understand why you would take Jihad Campbell and say, we need these guys to be physical, to be fast, to buy in. I could see it and I could be in on it. And I wouldn't knock them if they wanted to, because he ranks so high on our board that there's a good chance he hits and is a successful NFL linebacker. This has been Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. Until next time, Who dey?
Everybody loves the NFL draft. There's no question about that. So, in honor of that, we're going to have our third annual First Star Logistics draft party. It's going to be at Handlebar at Great American Ballpark. It's going to start at 7 o'clock. And then Friday, of course, is day 2 of the draft, rounds 2 and 3. Brad Johansson will be hosting. Joe Goodberry and myself will be on the panel. And also make sure we get some guests from the Cincinnati Bengals organization. That are going to remain a little bit of a surprise to you folks right now. It's sold out. I mean, first time we had it at a Great American Ballpark, it was well received. It's off the charts this time. So the only way you can catch us, watch the live stream on the First Star Media Group YouTube channel. That's the way you're going to be involved. It's going to be a great night. Mark it down. Don't miss it.